Let's talk about the new year. Did you know that the new year was given to us by the Most High? That He declared the month of Aviv, Nisan, which is April, the month of the barley harvest, to be the first month of the year for the Israelites, our forefathers. Did you know that? But yet, the celebration of January 1st is most prominent, and nobody celebrates the original true New Year, which is Nisan. That is April 1st, not January 1st. January 1st is the pagans' traditional holiday. The traditions of men is what that is. But this day is the tradition of the Most High, the month of Aviv, Nisan, April. And He said it clearly in Scripture in Exodus that this will be the first month of the year for the Israelites, which is us. And did you know that also this day that the Most High has given to us, that we were supposed to make it a memorial? We're supposed to do this every April 1st and have a feast to the Most High throughout our generations. We're supposed to do this from generation to generation, teaching our young ones, and then our young ones teaching their young ones as an ordinance forever. An ordinance is a law, a rule, it's regulations, guidelines, and we're supposed to do this as an ordinance forever. Are we doing that today? No. No, we're not. We're celebrating January 1st as the new year instead of what was given to us by the Most High, which is Nisan, April, the month of Aviv, the barley harvest. It's right there in Scripture, because that was the month of Aviv was the month that the Israelites was freed from bondage from Egypt, Mizraim. So He declared that as the first of the month, the first month of the year for us. And He knew that we were rejected, just like our forefathers did. Our forefathers out in the wilderness rejected His commandments. And are we doing that today? Yes, we're celebrating pagan holidays. January 1st is a pagan tradition. April 1st is a holy tradition, sanctified. It's a memorial to the Most High for freeing our forefathers from bondage. But we follow the traditions and guard the tradition, and we guard the traditions of our own making, which is January 1st. That is a pagan tradition. Did you know also that we're supposed to have a feast for 7 days, and that we're supposed to eat matzah? Matzah being unleavened bread, because when the Israelites were freed, they didn't have time to make bread and wait for it to rise. They were hastened to leave out of Mizraim, Egypt. And so they made bread without yeast. And we're supposed to do this as a memorial in remembrance of the Passover of that day, eating unleavened bread without yeast. 7 days. Do we do that? No. When the month of April comes, people will barely give a notice or recognize the Passover, but they will give Easter, definitely give Easter recognition in April. Guaranteed that. That's a guaranteed day, that pagan day. But this is in Scripture. Scriptures is for our learning. This is why the Most High put this in here, is for our learning. But no one wants to follow His ways. They want to follow the tradition of men. This is what we do. Now, we follow the tradition of men in the land of our captivity, where we were scattered. And so we lay aside the commandments of Elohiym, and we hold fast to these tradition of men. This is what we do now. We say we believe in the Most High. We say we trust in the Most High, but no one wants to follow the ways of the Most High, which He give us clear direction on what to do, but we do the opposite. Yes, we're supposed to feast 7 days, eating matzah, during the month of Aviv, Nisan, which is April. And we're supposed to guard it. We're supposed to guard this day, this month of Aviv, and to keep the Passover. We're supposed to keep doing this as a memorial to the Most High, YAHUAH Elohiym. We're supposed to remember this day he brought us out of Mitzrayim, Egypt, by night. We're supposed to remember these things and celebrate them as a memorial every year in April, because that is the day, or that is the month that he gave to us as a memorial, the first month of the year, not January. There's no denying it when it's in Scripture. There's no argument to be made. This is the Most High's commandment to us. So instead, this is what we do. In vain we worship. We just worship in vain. We teach the doctrines and the commandments of men. That's what we do now. And anyone that tries to oppose any of the traditions of men are shunned, looked at as weird, negative. Anybody who tries to portray true traditions of the Most High are looked at like, oh man, you just a troublemaker. Or how come you just can't do what everybody else do? Or we're always considered conspiracy theorists, or we're talking negative all the time. But it's not. It's a conversation of love, because we're trying to get people to understand what a true tradition of the Most High is, and we're trying to share that. And because we're trying to share such a positive message coming from the Most High, it is shunned, and we're called troublemakers and negative people, always promoting negativity. What is so negative about trying to share the word of the Most High? Because it's not my words, it's not my thoughts. I am reading from Scripture, so it comes from a divine nature, not me. But I'll be held as the one being negative, when in reality the word is coming from the Most High, and he is the one that you're upset with. Just remember that. Don't be upset at me because I'm the messenger. So we must keep our mind, body, and soul focused on the Most High, because Satan is clouding the judgment of men and women. He is so clever in his ways that no one sees it coming. Remember, in the beginning when he had tricked Eve, what did it say about Satan? What did it say about the serpent? It said that he was more subtle, meaning he was clever. He's real slick in the way he do things. And because he's been doing this for centuries, he is so good at it that it's blinding the thought processes of the world, and men and women. And even when the people hear the truth, they can't see the truth, because of his doctrine is overshadowing the true doctrine of the Most High, because people have been doing it from year to year to year to year to year to year. And we all know how mind programming works. We all know how programming a person works. It works through repetition. The more you show it, the more it's being shown, the more and more people become susceptible, that succumb to it, that's subdued by it. It's like a song or a rap song you hear over and over and over and over and over, And then you learn that song because you've heard it so many times. And even songs that you don't like, you hear them over and over and over and over to the point where it becomes a song that is favored. You end up liking the song because you just hear it so much. We know how subliminal programming works. It works through repetition. And every year we do the same thing. Celebrate Christmas, Easter, Halloween, what else? New Year's, Columbus Day, St. Patrick's Day, Martin Luther King, Black History. You know, all these days come in a repetitive nature until it's just normal. It's just what we do now. It's no thought process. No one researches the origins of anything they celebrate. They just celebrate it because it's the thing to do and everyone's doing it. But the research always leads to Satan. Halloween, research it. It leads to Satan. Christmas, research it. It originates and leads to Satan. New Year's, it originates and leads to Satan. All these days lead to Satan. Easter, research the beginning of Easter and how it started. It leads to Satan. Paganism, idol worship. Just research it and you will find that's where it leads. Every single time, all these days. Columbus Day is a big lie. It leads to Satan because Columbus didn't discover the United States or America. They were people already here. So that's a lie. So who is the master of lying? Who is the king and the overall overseer of lies? Satan. So it always leads back to Satan if people do research. And the same thing with New Year's. The New Year is not for us. January 1st is not for us. It's for them. The other nations, the pagan nations. The true New Year for Israel, the chosen people, the 12 nations, and we are Judah in America. Believe it or not, do the research, you'll find out that we are descendants from the slaves, and the slaves were our forefathers, and they were the tribe of Judah. So we are still here, therefore we are the descendants of Judah. Just got to do the research. It's all there for our learning. Scripture is here for our learning. Study to show yourself approved. It's just so simple when you open up the book and read it with understanding and wisdom. These things become obvious. So I hope there's something to be learned by what I was talking about this new year and the tradition of men. And that wisdom and understanding find you. Shalom.